Hey guys, Rob with WePayOffDebt.ca. Hope you're doing well. Got a new video for you today. I want to talk about, first let me start with a story. Imagine this. Imagine that every single month I came in and I stole money from you. Let's pretend I did. I didn't, just to clarify that. But let's pretend I did. Would you have good feelings towards me? Probably not. And if you're watching this video, or maybe you're not, but usually people are probably watching this video are not rolling in money. Maybe you are. And what if the amount I stole was somewhere in the range of like $200, and I didn't just steal it once, I stole it like every month? How'd you feel about me? Like I just snuck into your house and took it every single month. You wouldn't feel very good about me. Now, what if we add on to that and I do this for an entire year, and then I feel so sorry about it, and I give it to you back. I give it back to you in April. You feel better about me, but you still don't feel great about me, especially if I keep doing it. That the next month after that, I steal another 200. The next month after that, another 200. And then I come back in April and say, no, I'm so sorry. Here you go. Well, here's the thing. That story might very well be what's playing out in your financial life right now. I know it's playing out in mine, and I'm working hard to stop it. And what I'm talking about is taxes. If you don't know how taxes work, taxes are the government insisting we pay a certain amount of money for being here in our country, being in Canada, and based on income taxes, right? So it's based on your income, it's percentages and all these things. But what I want to talk about is not taxes so much. I want to talk about a tax return. What's a tax return? A tax return is just free money I get from the government, right? Nope. What a tax return is money that you overpaid in taxes. So as an example, if I got back a tax return, as our family unit, I got back a tax return of $2,400. That's not $2,400 of free money. That's $2,400 that our family collectively over the last 12 months, or over that tax year, that whatever year I'm claiming for, right? That over that tax year, we overpaid that much in taxes. We were supposed to pay this much, and we actually paid this much. And the difference was $2,400. Here you go. And the government gives it back to us and says, here you go. And there's not even any interest. There's not even any interest. It's not like they were borrowing our money and then give it back to us. They were borrowing our money. They were at 0%. They just give it back to us. Of course, if on the other hand, if you were borrowing their money, if you were supposed to pay this much and you actually paid this much, well, then guess what? You now owe more money, and if you don't pay it on time, you owe fees and interest and all that jazz. Now, let me make something very, very clear. I am very much I hate taxes. I absolutely hate taxes. The government takes a ton of our money, but I am absolutely 100% in favor of paying every penny of taxes that I owe. Every penny. If I owe taxes, I need to pay it. If that's what I'm expected to do by the government, that's what I need to do. And doing that says something, I think, more about me than it does about the government. It says about my integrity of standing up for doing what's right in my life. But not a penny more. Not a penny more. I want my cash. I worked hard for it. I want it. And so what this means is when you look at your tax return, what happens? For many, many years in our family, what we would do is we would purposely take the absolute maximum, the default, off our paycheck. In other words, we're assuming that we have no tax deductions. We're assuming we have nothing at all that would give us a tax return. That we would assume they're taking exactly the right amount off. And then we would get this big tax return every year. And we liked it. And the reason we liked it was honestly because we were bad with money. Because we weren't making plans about what we were going to do with that money. It would just come in April whenever we did our taxes, and we'd be like, cha-ching, yeah, baby. And you'd go off and celebrate. We would go off and celebrate. We'd use it to buy money for flights for a trip or a conference we wanted to go to, or we'd put it towards a new computer, things like that are what we did over the years, right? It would never be put on debt. Pfft, no way. Why would you do that? That's boring. If instead, though, that money had been given back to me every month, oh, well, I just would have wasted it. Not if I'm getting good with my finances. Not if I'm working hard on this thing called money to make sure it works for me. And that's the key. If you're watching this right now and you want to take your financial life seriously, and you are ready, if you're just messing with this, don't do this. Because if you're just messing this like we were, if you're just, trying to survive and not bothering to be intentional in these kind of things, then keep everything the way it is. But if you want something different, if you want to achieve something you've never done, you have to do something you've never done before. And for us, one of the things that looked like was stop getting a tax return. Aim for 0 tax return. Now, I don't want to aim for owing money. That'd be bad. So maybe I leave, if I got an under $500 tax return, I'd be happy. Okay? But this, even this past year, we got thousands back in our tax return. The government does not make it easy. And so what I want to do in this video is, one, get you a little bit indignant about that, right? If you got a $5,000 tax return last year, let's use some round numbers. If you got a $4,800 tax return last year, $4,800 is $400 a month. That means you should have had $400 more in your budget every single month that you could have put towards your debt, put towards your other financial goals. Just let that sink in. Could you use $400 more per month? Now, cut that in half. As I said earlier, $2,400. If you got a $2,400 tax return, that's that $200 a month I was stealing from you in the beginning of the video. So the first thing I want you to get from this video is to be a little bit indignant about this and say, okay, if that's what's really happening, I'm paying too much in taxes. I want to stop this. How can I stop this? And the way the government lets you stop it, there's three different forms. And 2 of them are the same thing. It's the TD1. The TD1 form is it's the form you fill out when you get the job, when you first started your job. And there's 2 of them because there's a provincial one and a federal one. Okay? Now, if there's stuff on there that you are able to claim for, bottom line is you want to do it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you there's a freebie link, a free PDF that goes along with this. You can check in the description or check on the page below, and you can see what that is. It's just going to have a collection of links pointing to the different websites, the official government websites. And by the way, there's going to be a disclaimer in there because I'm not a tax professional. Okay? Let me put that out there. I'm not at all a tax professional. I'm just a guy who's trying to do this and been trying for about 3.5 years to get this right. And it's still hard. So I want to share with you what I've learned. So the TD1s are the first thing. You want to check that and make sure that you've got everything in there you can possibly claim for. Okay? Your company is taking off less taxes. You have more deductions because of what's on there. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, after the TD1s are done, the only thing left, as far as I found, is a T1213. This is a different form, T1213, and it is used for a number of things. So, for instance, RRSP contributions, childcare, pension contributions, things like that. So, if you've got things like that, that's where you go, the T1213. And here's the thing. It's actually pretty easy if you get somebody else to do your taxes for you already. If you already get somebody to do your taxes for you, just go to them, call them up and say, hey, can I just talk to you for a sec? I just want to know, I got a $3,000 tax refund last year. Why? Can you just tell me what were my deductions? What were the things there? And write down everything he says. Okay? Then, as you're looking at the forms, the TD1s and the T1213, look for those items in there. It's not rocket science. It just takes a little bit of intentionality here, and you can actually fill out the forms, follow the instructions. The TD1s you take right into your HR department, and the T1213 actually has to be sent to a CRA office. After that, they'll send you a letter that you can now take the letter to your HR office, and the letter says, hey, HR, you are allowed to take off less taxes. Okay, so this has been my experience. Again, not a professional. This has been my experience. It's a runaround. But it is getting there, and we're getting very close. I think this year might be the year we actually do really good at like sub $1,000 tax return, and that's exciting. That's exciting because our pay goes up, and this is the thing. If you're paying $400 more every month in taxes than you need to be, if you fill these out right, and the government agrees to it, because they should, it's your money, well then you get a $400 a month raise, effectively. You get zero tax return. You're just getting your tax return early. That's all it is. But it feels like a $400 raise, because now as you're going into your debt snowball, as you're going into your kids' college fund, as you're going into your retirement, you can start taking advantage of this money right away and start throwing it into your savings or onto your debt right away. And the power in that is incredible, because it's not just a math thing. It's a you feel it thing. You get excited. You were throwing $100 a month, and now you're throwing $500 a month on your debt. You were putting away 2% into your retirement. Now you're putting a full 15% into your retirement. You were not funding your kids' college at all, and now all of a sudden you got $300, $400 to throw in every single month towards your kids' college. It's a game changer in terms of the way you think and the excitement you experience, because it's filling out some forms and you get a raise. That's what it feels like. So again, head over to the website. I've got a freebie there for you on a little bit of what I've learned, some specifics on each of these forms, some links to take you to where the forms are. I mean, you can just Google them. Google it right now. CRA TD1, that'll get you there. CRA T1213, that'll get you there. So, but yeah, I'll put a little PDF with some of these instructions and some of the details of things I've learned in there. And as well, some of the things I've put in that were surprising to me that they worked. Like for instance, one of the things that I was shocked by, at my work, I have a pension already, a mandatory pension that I can't get out of. Okay? Now, if it's a mandatory pension, and most people are doing it, I think I had to opt in at some point, but once you're opt in, you're in, or something like this, right? If most people are doing this, and a lot of people are doing this in the department, then why wouldn't they take off taxes for it? Because pensions are tax deductions. Pensions are tax deductible, and it looks like they don't. At least in my workplace, very strange. So I actually put that through, or I checked, and that was one of the things on my taxes that was giving me money back. And so I've got that. I put that on my T1213 form, and it looks like it might actually do something. They agreed to it. So yeah, it's not a perfect system at all, not at all. But I am, one, gonna make sure I pay every penny of my share of taxes, and two, I'm gonna make sure I don't pay a penny more. So I hope that encourages you today. Head over to the website, get that PDF. I hope this helps you. Have a good one. We'll talk to you again soon.